All right, let's talk Moana 2. This is the sequel to the original Moana, which I believe was a hit back in what was it, 2016?
Yeah, and at one time the highest streaming movie on Disney Plus within the last year, I believe.
Yeah, so it was a hit, definitely a hit back then when it first came out. Moana 2 was kind of haphazardly put together. A different team did the animation in Vancouver. There was a Disney Plus Moana series that was happening. And at the last minute, they opened a slot up and said, turn that TV series into a movie. Yeah, that's right. A movie. And so the result is Moana 2. Alan, if you would tell us the story for Moana 2.
Okay. So Moana, this takes place several years after the events in Moana. Moana is a full-fledged wayfinder. I'm getting this mixed up, but she basically what's happening is her people are living on this island, and yet they are isolated. They don't know what's beyond. They don't know if there are even other people out there. And so the movie opens up with her on this island. She's searching the island with all its animals. She's there with Pua and Heihei, and they find a cup, a piece of pottery that was made by another culture, and it's proof that there are other people out there. And so she brings it back and says, "Look, there are people out there." And then she has a dream that there's this island called, I believe it's Motofitu, which is basically the hub of civilization at one time, a very long time ago. This one island is where all people came, and we all interacted, and that island disappeared. And Moana is given a quest by the spirits to go and find this island and call to other people and show that so that she can learn more about herself, her identity, and the world around her. But that island is gone and by a curse, and it's up to Moana to break the curse with the help of Maui. But can she do it? Can she bring the world's peoples together? That's Moana 2. And she's not a princess.
Well, let's talk about this let's get into it. The story is so convoluted. Mm-hmm. It's an excuse to go on a journey that becomes like some video game quest.
Yeah, or a TV show quest. Let's put it that way.
It's just a simple quest film. They keep the Rock's character, what's his name? Maui. They keep him kind of hidden for half the movie until they reunite. And I forgot, oh yeah, that's right. He has these he's a demigod. So he has these powers and this sort of clever tattoo that talks to him. Here's the trouble with this. It's all a story that would appeal to a 6-year-old. This is a movie. This is a movie that is really based on, it's supposed to be a series, as we said, but it's really for single-digit age children. It's so simple-minded with such generic. I mean, the songs are so the story is convoluted and excuses for light shows. Everything is a light show, and this thing and this power and this. It's dull in that. And then Moana herself is beyond a Mary Sue. She has all these powers that are unexplained. She's the bestest ever at everything. Literally has no struggles whatsoever. Am I wrong?
No story arc. Yeah, there's no character arc.
Correct me if I'm wrong on any of this.
There's no fatal flaw in Moana.
She has no flaw. In fact, the whole tribe is looking to her like, Moana, save us, right?
Yeah.
It's a job it is literally, and they make it very clear, not a princess, right? I think The Rock his character Maui has 2 funny lines in the whole movie. They're actually oh, that was funny.
Yeah.
And one of them references her as being a princess.
Yeah, it's like you're not a princess, but a lot of people think you are.
Yeah, exactly. But this, I mean, these are Marvel movies for young girls. She's a superhero at this point. Might as well be a superhero. It's it's I mean, it's kind of cheesy and dumb and for kids. And I could just, I mean, I was bored, even though the movie is short. It's 90 minutes. It's around 90. I'll check. It's short. So it doesn't it's an hour 40. Okay.
Yeah, it's 100 minutes. 100 minutes.
100 minutes, fine. Okay. Thankfully. But literally, this is not one of those movies that both parents and kids will like. It's a movie I think that only will appeal to young kids. And therefore, I think it will do very well this weekend. I think it's going to do really well. And then when word gets out, it's like, oh God, parents will be, I need something more. So it's, yeah, I did not like this film at all. It's mid at best.
Yeah.
I mean, barely a 4 for me. It's just, it's not like we were talking earlier about Coco. Coco, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Coco's a 9.
That's a 9. That appeals to all levels of the family. Moana is only for little children. And worst, the final thing I'll say, and I'll throw it to you, Alan, the songs. The songs are so generic and forgettable. It's like, be yourself, and be the best self of you. And you should be you, be proud to be who you are, and be who you are, and be yourself and who you are. It's a song for a 4-year-old, and nothing was catchy. The only songs that were catchy were from the last movie, which they reused. So it's a hard pass for me. It's barely it's below 4 score, and cannot recommend. Alan, what'd you think?
Yeah. So I'll start good. Animation's incredible. We talked about Wish for an entire year. Wish came out a year ago. Let's remind everybody, of which we quickly hit 100,000 subscribers not too long after that. They're back to form. This is a gorgeous, it's a beautiful movie. Shot composition, the special effects, fantastic. Water is very difficult to animate. Well done. I love the animation in this movie. Kudos to Disney. Welcome back. Thanks for moving all the good people to Vancouver. But you're right. This movie is bland as hell. As you say, the story is a quest. Moana has to do a thing. But this time, friends to do her thing with. She has an old crotchety farmer. She has a female engineer, and then she has a Maui superfan who's got some. We'll give him that. None of them fall in love with each other, thankfully, because heaven forbid romance should ever appear in a Disney movie ever again. The thing is it's clear that this was a TV show before, and that the story, and that they're trying to piece together some pieces of it. Because the TV, look, season 1 of Moana, the TV series, is Moana finding this island, and that's the end of it. And then all these people come back, and then along the way she has these adventures. And I'm sure there are episodes where one of her friends has an important part. For example, the crotchety farmer. She goes on this long quest on a boat, and she needs to bring a farmer aboard. That makes zero sense when you're just on a boat going on an adventure, but it makes sense if the idea is you're finding an island to populate. You need to bring vegetation, but that's never addressed at all in the movie, other than the reason why he's there. The stem friend, we got to make the boat better and faster. Okay. All these supporting characters, probably would have been developed over a series, but here they're barely touched upon. They're important for a moment in the movie, and then they go away. There's a supposed antagonist. Her name is she's also a demigod, and she sings this song "Get Lost." So Moana and friends are trapped. They're in this place they can't escape, and this villain, because she looks like a villain, so therefore she must be, but probably she's not. Another bad trope, but she tells Moana to get lost. Don't follow the map. Instead of following the map, get lost. there's some irony there, and she sings a song about getting lost. And to speak to the bad songs, the song "Get Lost" is an interesting idea. You don't necessarily need to follow the map, but the song is just basically the title sung over and over again, and then lines supporting the title of the song, which is the problem with all the songs in this. Every song is the title of the song, and then all the lyrics support the title of the song. We're back. Guess what the song "We're Back" is about? It's about Moana coming back, and the person she is when she's back. My wish for you. Yeah, my wish for you. It's like, that's something a parent would tell a child, but there's very little depth in it. Let's see. Finding the Way. That's a song about finding the way.
I'll say this though. Wait, if I can interrupt you for a second.
Yeah.
That's fine for TV.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of this. In fact, this would have been fine as a TV show. It's on. Parents aren't paying much attention to it. Kids are mesmerized. Okay. As a movie, this should never have been a movie.
Yeah. This is like when bad Disney musicals come out, and I say it's a bad Disney musical, people come out after me and saying it's not that bad. These songs were great. I will tell you what makes a Disney soundtrack great, especially for one of its musicals. After you see the movie, your child makes you play the soundtrack on the way home. And then your child makes you play the soundtrack every time you're in the car. And then your child begins to sing the soundtrack in the car and at home and constantly. I think Encanto is the last one. We're still listening to Encanto. We still listen to both Frozen movies. We still listen to the first Moana movie. This one, you will never play again. These songs have no meaning, have no depth. These songs are, there is a rap song because you have to have one because Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote the first one. There's a rap song that is impossible to sing. Kids will take the challenge, but no one will sing it. And then you don't have an iconic song like, the "I'm Sorry" song that Maui had. It's completely forgettable, the entire thing. And look, I mentioned it in our reaction, our out of the theater reaction. If you're afraid of the water, Moana 2 is great for you because it doesn't go that deep. And and this is the problem. Okay. This is the problem Disney has been having across the board with everything. Muppets, Marvel, Star Wars, Disney animation is it forgot how to tell stories. It forgot how to tell compelling stories because this one, it is very difficult to connect with the quest of Moana because she's perfect. And I hate to break it to you, we're not perfect, and kids are not perfect. And when you can when you tell a story about a young girl who is trying to overcome something, overcome a weakness in herself, and then is sent on a quest that requires her to overcome that weakness to complete the quest, you have a great movie that kids can connect to. This one doesn't have it because all Moana has to do is find a thing, an island, and then get the thing above the ground, and that's your plot. And let's see. The last thing I'll say is now I forgot it. So
what's your verdict on
it's a 4 out of 10. The animation's great.
I agree with you. The animation is great, but that's not enough to say.
That's not enough. You have to have a story. You have to have a compelling character. And it's just not there.
Let's go to your comments here.
Oh, here's the one thing I remember. There's a song at the end where Moana completes the task and all the spirits and all the ancestors from around come together and they all sing the song in the Polynesian language. And there's no subtitles. I hate to break it to you, but if you're going to put a song, an anthem song in your movie in another language, it means nothing if we have no idea what they're saying. And I know Disney may have the animation back, but they don't have storytelling. They don't have character development back. And that's what scares me about the future of Disney films that we went over earlier. I just don't trust the fact that they can tell a story.